Welcome to Tip of the Hat with Bourne Rios and my favorite guest so far on the show. Sorry to all the previous ones, but this one's special for me. My fault. We have Rajdeep Roy on the show today. If you don't know who he is, well, you come to the right place because I'm about to tell you. This kid is freaking awesome, and we're about to learn a little bit more about him today. But first, in a special edition of BC Recap, instead of giving you a series of events, of things to try, I'm instead just going to give you one. So, we're in the midst of a highly divided country right now, as we all know, and we're always being told how to think of it, right? But what if I told you, instead of thinking about it or speculating based on a bunch of social media posts or television show news reports or anything of the like, you could just go see for yourself? So that's what I'm here to offer you today. On the weekend of May 22nd, 2025, Brooklyn College Veterans Association is offering a trip to Washington, D.C. for an entire weekend, which involves round-trip amenities, breakfast provided by the school, and tours and a participation of the Memorial Day Parade in our capital. And if you want more information on how to get involved with this program, visit the Veterans Association at 1407 James Hall and learn a little bit more about how to understand where your country is coming from and its values in order to make an opinion for yourself that you can rely on. So skip the social media posts, ditch the Fox News or whatever the heck you rep. You know what? No, all news is, not just Fox News. Come on. They all lie. Let's be real. And you know what? Build your own opinion, because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to identify with the most. All right. That was it. So very, very quick, very fast. And now we get to go into the interview section. All right.
Yeah.
So he is a student at Brooklyn College, current freshman, came to America from Bangladesh a little over 2 years ago, and he is one of my favorite representatives of culture and of student representation at Brooklyn College, and is still a really fun guy to be around. Let's give it up for Rajdeep Roy, baby! Yeah!
Hello everyone. I want to convey my heartiest hello to everyone whoever listening this radio show, and wanna thank the amazing host, Mr. Bourne Rios.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm so happy to have you today too, man. It's a dream come true. So why don't you tell the good people what's your major at Brooklyn College and what led to you choosing that?
My major is health and nutrition science in a concentration of public health track. So the reasons I have chosen this major is, first of all, from the very early stage of my middle school, I started to have much fascinations about biology related or health related subjects. So my most favorite subject was biology, and I was very good at that. So I didn't need to take any tutor to cover it in my whole student life. So yeah, and the second thing is, most of the members of my family is from medical background. My elder sister is a doctor. My parents are also from the healthcare background. So I grew up watching all the medical-based things doing in my family. So yeah, so those are the reasons for choosing the health and nutrition science major.
What career do you hope to pursue with a degree in health and nutrition science?
My beginning career pathways. I'd like to be a certified nutritionist or a public health community worker in future. But I think I'm currently freshman. I will be able to discover much more career pathways in the future times when I will promote to the sophomore or junior stage. And let's see what career pathways are waiting for me and what I can discover.
All right, best of luck with that, man. So on the
You.
topic of background, one of the main reasons I wanted you specifically to come on the show was to speak about your background. So tell us a bit about that.
My study background or the
No, cultural background.
okay, so
But you could go to your study background too, but I want to focus more on your cultural background because
okay, if I
Yeah.
start about my cultural background, I would prefer to say that I'm a Bangladeshi. I'm from Bangladesh. It's a South Asian country. So yeah, so I just want to say that Bengalis are much more fun-loving and energetic when it comes to the celebrate any festivals, so There's a term in Hindu Bengali communities. It names like it's in the native language. It's called Baro Mashe Tero Parbon. It means that 12 ritual programs, 13 ritual programs in 12 months. So Bengalis are just enjoy to do that. Recently, uh, our community celebrated Bengali New Year just 2 days before. So if I say some like well-known famous cuisines from my country, like it's like people like much more mach bhat. It means fish with rice. uh, People from Bangladesh also like mutton curry, shrimp dishes, and there's one special sweet named Rasgulla. It So people like celebrate with these sweets in every occasion they love. So especially Bangladesh is much more a river densely country, so people like to enjoy much more like fish dishes. So yeah. And if I say about the biggest Bengali festival, it's called Durga Puja. It's means the worship of Mata Parvati. It's a very big festival. It's not just celebrate in the Bangladesh. It's also celebrate in the West Bengal of India, because we both share the same language, same culture. So both of the regions are from like West Bengal, and Bangladesh is from like Bengali background.
And what would you say is the biggest difference between Bengali culture and Indian culture?
Indian culture are like much more like vasted cultural background. Like they celebrate much more cultural activities, more than the Bangladeshi one. Bangladesh is just like they just celebrate the Durga Puja, especially the Hindu people, and Pohela Boishak, the Bengali New Year, and uh, especially like if I say about the Bengali culture, like from West Bengal, it's almost the similar, but they are like much more in an open way. They just celebrate in like different ways they can do it. So yeah, that's it.
When you and I originally met, you gave me a lot of information about Indian culture
Yeah.
specifically. And like if you were to meet future students from Brooklyn College, how would you like introduce them to the unique things about Bangladesh culture? Like
Yeah.
like what like how would you introduce that to them? Would you take them to take them to like certain restaurants that specialize in Bengali food specifically, or would you introduce them to elements of Indian culture and then once they are more interested, start to explain to them more how that's separate from Bangladesh culture?
So there are in terms of like you said the restaurants or something specific place to visit. So I recommend the people to enjoy some local dishes from the New York restaurants, because there are like much more Bengali restaurants as well as the Indian restaurants also. So as I said that almost the similar things, but there are something specific that differentiate the Bengali foods. There's some specifics like some of the uh, rice cuisines or fish cuisines. So Indian people enjoy much more meats, and Bangladeshi people enjoy much more like fishes, because there are like three big rivers named Podda, Meghna, and Jamuna. So people collect like lots of fish from those rivers and try to enjoy that. And currently, like the foreigners are also enjoying. So when I visit the Bengali restaurants, I see a lots of foreigners like local Americans that enjoying Bengali foods, and they're praising the quality of the foods and the taste of all those foods.
So in comparison to your origins as a Bengali yourself,
Yeah.
how do you feel now as a New Yorker experiencing the city and the culture and lifestyle that we have over here?
Uh, I like the New York City, the way city always like when I was Bangladesh, I kept heard here one thing, that New York is the city that never sleeps. It's always like awake type. So uh, I have almost explored the all five boroughs of the New York City. I want to say that different boroughs are like specialty for the different things. Like Queens is good for the residents. Staten Island is much more people who love the islands to visit. Manhattan is the much more posh areas. Brooklyn is like different kinds of like activities to do here. So I wanna say that I am enjoying and try to explore like different kind of like cultural activities, like to involve with much more like people from different backgrounds, like Mexican, Spanish, uh, Indians also. So yeah, I like the New York City. Yeah.
Is there any is there anything that you want to ask me about like my like about culture, about my upbringing in the city that you're still curious about?
The most curious thing I always think about is that how you can be like always energetic. Like I want to be like you. That uh, yeah. Can you explain that? That
Well, that's definitely not a part of the city culture. Everybody always feels exhausted over here
yeah.
when I'm talking to them and stuff. And it's fine. Like, the city life can be like incredibly tiring. And I've definitely felt that on many occasions. The energy thing doesn't really have anything to do with the city. It's more or less just a personality thing.
Yeah.
I get people all the time telling me, like, where are you from? Like, you know, at my work, at school, and by people I would just meet on my everyday, they would just ask me like, are you sure you're from New York? So yeah,
Yeah.
no, this has nothing to do with being in the city. And honestly, like, um, the actions that I'm taking to enrich my life, like this radio show, understanding like other people's culture and
Exactly. Yeah.
backgrounds, and just approaching like everything I don't know, not with like defensiveness, but about curiosity and willingness to like just be like, okay, I don't know, but teach me. Like, what can I
Yeah.
learn about this? Is been a big reason why, like, I guess life has just been so much more exciting, and that's reflected with a higher metabolism, a higher energy, and just an overall improved enthusiasm for life and everything that surrounds
Yeah.
it. Um,
How you overcome the depression if you like if you feel something like the sad times, or you are going like the lowest time of your life.
Approach it as if it's not a problem that can be solved, but as a means to deal with something that is now a part of you. What
Exactly.
whatever like whatever may cause like a depressive episode, or just a long-standing feeling of like sadness, irritability, anxiety, or just personal frustration,
Yeah.
has is from deep-seated issues that don't just leave or go away like through one simple action, or like a change of or just a simple or just one change of habit.
Exactly.
It usually comes through a series of lifestyle changes that only alleviate that feeling, not so much completely extinguish it. I have sad days. I have sad days many times, even when I'm at a point in my life where it seems like I'm always happy to other
Yeah.
people. Um, and the way that I personally, move past these things is to move with these things,
Right.
flow with these feelings like they're a body of water just coursing through your body, and let it take its natural course.
Exactly.
Don't try to fight against it by doing all these remedies and man-made solutions that aren't natural to our like way of
Yeah.
living. I mean, like, that's like these like emotions are just part of the human experience,
Exactly.
and like it's a way of life, it's our nature. So like, don't go against it, but also don't don't close yourself off to the possibility of you feeling better at all you know
Exactly.
um another thing is just like, um if you got some crazy idea or some crazy opportunities that you know that seem up your alley, give it a chance and really just see what you can do. Like,
Exactly.
and just approach it with your best possible efforts, even if you aren't feeling the most motivated at the time. Like, straight up just seeing what's available and um, assessing what you can do to make whatever ambition you have next come true. Um, Once again, the show was more or less just a crazy idea I had at the beginning of the
Exactly.
semester that took a lot of work, a lot of connections, and a lot of personal effort and vigor to try to grow and, involve people with. And, you know, it's not easy, but
Exactly.
it's a part of growth, you know. Um, it's not gonna be easy, but when you do decide to like ride with whatever you're feeling and give it your best effort regardless of the situation,
Exactly.
um, it definitely determines the kind of person that you are and how willing you are to try to explore the beauty of living again.
Yeah. So nowadays, when I travel by train or bus, I see that people are like much more in a robotic way. They are not in a natural way. Like they are not enjoying their like own life. They just forget to enjoy the life just because of some hectic schedule for work or study, whatever they do. So sometimes it like I think I think about that. That's like people should be just like be yourself, right? So should enjoy the life sometimes, because it's very important for the mental health. Because yeah, work is important, but uh, in a ratio that I've seen that nowadays, like mentally sick people are like increasing day by day. Like that's not their own fault. They are in a process, like in a system, like I said, that in a robotic way. So yeah.
So, hmm, knowing like with that in mind, do you have any personal personal goals that have nothing to do with your major or your career that you just want to take on just for yourself? Like more specifically, um like what how do you want to shape the person that you want to be by taking action today? Like what actions would you want to take to um just achieve like a different version of yourself? Maybe if you're not satisfied with something about yourself that you're doing right now, like what do you hope to do now to build yourself up so that you're more successful in the future?
uh, uh Honestly, I just want to be myself. I want to uh, from the childhood, I have some hobbies like play soccer or read books, story books, or play video games. So I try to do something that makes me happy. So in future, I wanna see myself that in a stage that I'm at least happy, at least, like like not too much like in a way of be rich people, just be a normal people, but in a happy way. So yeah, I just want to try to be like that.
And with like I mean, to put it into perspective, you did just come uh to America, to New York, like like not even 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And you like all these new sensations and these feelings and these lifestyles that you're experiencing all at such a rapid pace is like such an interesting story. It's like there's so much perspective that somebody could take out of a conversation with you just about what you got out of this experience so far. So like, what is your favorite thing about you know being like the New York lifestyle?
uh as you mentioned before, that it is totally a like complete different region, like from South Asia to North America. So it is completely the opposite side of the culture and all the things. So when I first arrived in the US, especially in New York, I felt a little bit lonely because I didn't make any friends or something. So, there's some relatives, but I didn't meet with them yet. So uh, as the days go forward, I try to make some new friends and from different community to go some visiting place near to my place. So yeah, so I'm a very much like soccer lover. So thing is like it's very tough to be familiar with soccer in New York in the US, because people here are much more American football lovers. So baseball and basketball lovers. So I try to like like learn new sports and enjoy those sports. So yeah, so if I say the current situation and the 2 years ago situations, so like to say that I'm in a much more in a stable way to uh, to keep myself in growing and be happy. Yeah.
And hmm, do you mind if I just tell you real quick my favorite thing about your culture and my
Yeah.
experience hanging out with you? It is definitely the like I will call it color, like like the like the like color as a way of saying like the beauty of just the beauty and the different voices, different styles, and like different means of living compared to in the West. Everything feels just so much more like intimate and natural.
Yeah.
Like, with Bangladesh, Indian and Hindu culture, there's just so much more like liveliness in the food. There's so much more like expressive and all like expressive and just intriguing music, and even like down to stuff like, which I'm not going to get too into for the sake of the show, the theology, like exploring like Hinduism just as like a cultural phenomenon more so
Yeah.
than like a religious system, like that I'm considering converting to, like just seeing all these different like dimensions to like a culture that's so like deeply rooted in humanity's like history,
Yeah.
and yet so unexplored and like not very much talked about here in the West. Like I want to give people like just a taste of just how interesting life could be outside of
Yeah.
what we're used to, by connecting with connect with people who can give me those perspectives on life that I don't even know about,
Exactly.
and just the amazing things that can come from that. Um, every time we meet somebody on campus and I'm hanging out with you, I always bring up just how much I love your culture, which
Yeah.
isn't which isn't just like which isn't like a way of saying like, hey man, I get with other people's
Yeah.
like styles and stuff like that. Like no, I just want to show people that anyone can fall in love with a life beyond what they know, you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
because what we don't know now ends up being like the catalysts for what we love about ourselves when we do change,
Yeah.
um
Like the diversity is much more important in the life.
and like I think that what we can build from the diversity that we have at this school
Yeah.
is something far more um like richer than what we have now. Like just asking people about um just asking people about like their upbringings, their systems, their like foods, their dances, their what brings them so much closer to the places they come from, and how they're and what they want to educate other people on. It's like I feel like there's so much of this potential that we can bring out in a place like this, like Brooklyn College, and as an extension, a country like America, which is basically a melting pot of like many different cultures already,
Yeah.
by just asking questions and maintaining that curiosity about other people's lives and aspirations for success.
Yeah.
You know, um, well,
I,
I I
yeah.
I think that we covered so much like here today that you know, I really am contemplating doing an hour-long show one of these days in order to really get into it. But I think that's enough for now. Welcome back, everybody, from spring break. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this show with me and my wonderful guest, Rajdeep Roy. You could find him on his Instagram and any other platforms that he wishes to get connected with. I'll be sure to include in the description of wherever this goes up. Thank you so much for joining me, Raj. Freaking love this guy over here. And you all have a wonderful day. I tip my hat off to each and every one of you, and thank you so much for watching.
Best wishes for your show, and I'm gonna just love your radio show. Best of luck for that.
Hey, thanks, my man. You take care, everybody.